Good morning, everyone. This is Don Pearson with Inductive Automation. I serve as the Chief Strategy Officer, and I'd like to welcome everyone this morning to today's webinar. We're actually really excited to be able to be with you this morning, and I think you're going to find that what we have to present is going to be of value to you, extreme interest, and well worth your time. So thanks for taking time out of very busy schedules to join us. As you see on the slide there, we have a number of people who are going to be with us this morning. I introduce myself. Travis Scott is our Director of Training and Support Services from Inductive Automation. He will also be making a presentation on some changes in the 7.2 version of Ignition. Carl Gold, Software Developer, Inductive Automation, will talk about the mobile module. Tom Heckman, MES Module Developer, Inductive Automation, will talk about the MES Module OE downtime scheduling. Bill Clark, Electrical Supervisor with Diamond Foods, will be sharing a little bit of his experience as he's worked with the modules. And Jason Russell, we're very happy to have with us this morning, too, as the owner of Russell Automation. He's a premier integrator with Inductive Automation and has been working with us for, I'm not sure exactly, but I think 5-6 years now that Jason's been working with the software. So with that, I just want to take just a couple of minutes and give a little bit of background to Inductive Automation. We started in 2003 and really were pioneers in database-centric web-launched HMI SCADA systems. The popular and successfully applied software has been used in a whole variety of industries. You can see a number of them mentioned here. When we started in 2003, Steve Heckman, who is our founder and president, has been an integrator for the last quarter of a century. He just was getting frustrated with what was available and the costing and what it took to really try and serve his customers and do the things they wanted to do. It just became prohibitive. The software wasn't capable of doing what he wanted to do, and when it was prohibitive in terms of cost and really oppressive licensing models. So we decided there must be a better way to do it, and years down the road, you can see that we've made quite an evolution, and you'll see it even more so today. He started with an idea, actually, at the time of how should it be. And the idea is really how it should be is you should have one piece of software that gets installed on a server, 100% cross-platform based on OPC UA, using standard modern technology so it connects to all parts of the system and really connects to all parts of the enterprise. It has to be IT friendly so you can actually get over any kind of barrier between your IT departments that may be there in your plant floor and your operations running process controls. So web launch client anywhere. Java technology is perfect because it's familiar, open source language, and really gives you ultimate connectivity. SQL databases provides the flexibility that you need to have to analyze data and share it and make it available across the enterprise. And then to get rid of any constraints you may have on how you get innovative, how you get creative, and what imagination leads you to in terms of how you use the software. Free unlimited tags and clients. One price does it all. Ignition's advantages, it's fully mature, web-launched SCADA, 100% cross-platform, reliable server base, supports any SQL database, and it's really very easy to use. Granted, I must say that having been a part of this team for quite a while now, we may be a little bit biased, but I think you'll find that when you actually work with it, what has been built here is a platform that gives you the capability to do the kind of things that we're going to talk about doing today as we expand to mobile and MES module introductions. Why is it different? It was built from the ground up to eliminate the frustrations that you've experienced both on the integrator side and certainly those of you as end users have experienced. Patchwork systems, the rationing of clients, licensing hassles, and system obsolescence, and the costs and all the issues that relate to that. Significant compatibility problems that can come along with that too. So what does it do? Here's just a few things of what it does.
We just got 100 actually.
Real-time status and control, historical logging and transaction groups, high-performance interactive trending tables, dynamic PDF reports, do SBS charting, KPI monitoring, alerting, stores alerts to the database, email alerts, notifications, and includes free OPC UA server. And because of the flexible architecture, we have customers who report, it's really up to your imagination. They can now do things that they never thought they'd be able to accomplish using any other software. So because it's really flexible, there really aren't any limits cost-wise because you're not paying for more tags or more clients. When you want to build something new, what you do is you just build something new. So in terms of looking at that, I say as you go forward, the modular architecture is what you're going to see really shining today in terms of what we have to release. It's really an industrial software. This modular architecture is really suited for the kind of growth that goes on in this industry. There's always going to be a demand for something new. Integrators will be sought to meet those needs. You as end users are going to be asked to do more from management to connect your enterprise better. And Ignition was built with the modular software, which means individual modules or applications, you might say, they can be added to the system without any extra workarounds. So all of those things also, just as a point, all of those applications collaborate with each other for a seamless and customizable system. So really, I think what we've experienced over the last 7 years is the success of Ignition's opened up a whole lot of possibilities to develop modules that collaborate with other modules in the system and really increase what you're able to do with your organizations. With that as a little bit of background, I want to move into today's webinar as far as the big thrust of it. We have 3 things we want to go over today: Ignition 7.2, the release of the mobile module, and the MES, first MES module, OEE downtime module. So with that as an introduction, Travis, I think I'm going to turn it over to you and give you the mic, and you can take it from here.
All right, thank you, Don. So I'm going to talk about Ignition 7.2. For those of you who have used Ignition before, it's a new release that we're going to come out with in January of 2011. And this is going to have basically 4 new features. It has a new stage and publish mode, easier editing workspace, enhanced designer experience with search and replace, and an improved clustering framework. So I'm going to talk briefly about each of these sections. With the new stage and publish mode, the Ignition Vision projects can now be staged for testing before publishing to the running clients. So this allows your project designers to edit and save freely, only pushing qualified updates to the production Vision clients when satisfied. So this really does help for any validation system where you need to make sure that you've tested the client and any changes you have, it's validated before it actually goes live to all the running clients around the plant. Secondly, we have an easier editing workspace. With this, the Vision module has been given a new workspace that dramatically enhances designer productivity. The tabbed window editing and a wide range of new user interaction tools make the Ignition Vision design process more familiar to new users, and existing users will appreciate the more responsive feel of the editing system and the simplified management of window sizing. The new rulers, guides, and grids help you position components precisely across the width or length of a window, and it's nice to kind of snap those into place and to make sure everything looks really nice on your screen. Thirdly, we have an enhanced designer experience. Mainly this is coming with a new search and replace system, so you can search and replace property values, property bindings, groups, SQLTags, scripts, and more. Also, we have some increased performance on longer running operations in the designer. Lastly, with 7.2, we have an improved clustering framework. And this clustering has been reworked and enhanced to provide easier setup, greater reliability, and more features focused on the core use cases observed in the field. So previously, clustering was configured to allow multiple node clusters, meaning 2 or more. And that adds greater complexity to Ignition. So now we've focused on our 2-node systems, which reduce complexity and add more reliability to the system. The new system uses dedicated master and backup nodes, making the cluster easier to understand, more fault-tolerant, and quicker to fail over. So that's it for the 7.2 releases. Again, it's going to be set to be released in January of 2011. So when that comes out, we recommend you take a look at it. So back over to you, Don.
Great. Thanks, Travis. So, Carl, I think I'm going to basically give it over to you and let you do the mobile module introduction.
All right, thanks, Don. So our customers have been asking us for a long time now, loud and clear, for mobile launching capability. And so I'm very excited to announce the mobile module. And the mobile module is very easy to describe. It does exactly that. It allows you to launch Vision HMI SCADA applications on a smartphone. One of the most exciting things about the mobile module is that it's not a separate development environment. It's not a separate, you know, a limited palette of components or anything like that. It's able to launch any existing Vision client application on any modern smartphone. And the mobile module is really a lot more fun to look at than to talk about. So I'm going to move real quickly into a demonstration here. And because you can't actually see me using a phone, we're going to use an iPhone simulator here to show how the mobile module works. So here we've got an iPhone, and there's really three things I want to show you in this demo. And the first one is how you get Ignition Mobile onto your phone. Ignition Mobile is a web app. So what you do is you have your iPhone, maybe you're connected through Wi-Fi to your plant, and you open up your web browser, just like for launching a standard Vision application. You point that web browser to your Ignition Gateway web address. So when you're at the Ignition Gateway on a mobile device, it presents you a mobile optimized web page. And here you can see that it's presenting me a list of 2 projects that I could launch. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and add this web app to my home screen. And when I do that, and anybody who's used the Ignition Vision module, this is a sort of very familiar workflow. Now I've got a shortcut on my mobile desktop here that will bring me right back into that Ignition mobile application. And when I do it this way, I get full use of my device's screen real estate. So I've got 2 projects here, and the reason I'm going to show you 2 different projects is they sort of use 2 strategies for how to run Vision projects on your mobile device. So this first project that I want to show you was created as a normal Vision project, but with the aspect ratio of an iPhone screen in mind. So when I click on here to log in, I set this project to automatically log in, which is why it didn't prompt me for a username and password. And here you can see what looks like an iPhone app, but really it's just a Vision module that uses some of the design cues from the iPhone. And I can navigate around here, and you'll start seeing live data coming in right on my phone. You can see I've got a graph here, and these are all using the standard widget set of the mobile module. There's nothing new. There's no new mobile-only components or anything like that. So anyone familiar with designing Vision projects will be very at home with the mobile module. And I can interact with the screen as well. You can see I'm in pointer mode. When I do a touch and hold gesture, I get my little context menu here, and that lets me interact with the buttons on the screen and things like that. So here you can see some navigation. Here's a table, pie chart, all those same components that you've gotten used to with the Vision module. Now I'm going to log out of this application, and I'm going to go into this other application. Now this application was not made with the mobile module in mind. So it was made to fit on a normal computer screen. And I want to show you what that feels like with the mobile module, because a big use case that we see for the mobile module is allowing mobile access to existing screens so that you can really cut down on redevelopment time. And here you see I've sort of got a viewport into a much larger project. And if I bring up that context menu and switch over to pan mode, I can scroll around and view this large project within my iPhone. And I could zoom out here so I can see more of the project. And similar to the other application, if I switch back to pointer mode, I can interact with my project here, switch some HOAs, go back to pan mode, and scroll around. And so that's how you're going to access existing screens through the mobile module, even though, of course, your mobile device